January 15, I came to work, then the door was locked.
January 15, the 16th we come to work and we found the place closed. A lot of people saw me in there crying.
I was one of the workers that came to work on January 15, and oh my God, I find out that the door was closed.
We came to the company the next day to work. The door was closed with a paper on the door and the chain on it.
Hi, this is Ashley Smith from the International Socialist Organization, also a member of the National Writers Union. We're out here today in solidarity with a group of workers who are locked out by their factory on January 15th, and they're protesting to demand their severance pay and benefit packages so they're not left out in the cold. So they're attempting to rally support. They just did a civil disobedience action where I think it was 13 people, just got arrested, and they've been pursuing the company all the way down to New York City, and they're going to continue to agitate so they can get their just rewards. And I think this is really a part of the response to the economic crisis that we're in the middle of. Just like the Republic windows showed people how to fight, I think we're going to see more struggles like this. So I think this is the beginning in this particular fight, and everybody's out here to build solidarity with their struggles. So there's students, people from Jobs with Justice, the American Friends Service Committee, people from other unions, and people from other labor solidarity organizations. So it's a very important, exciting turnout of, I'd say, I don't know, around 100, 150 people out in solidarity, along with dozens and dozens of workers who have been locked out of their factory.
My name is Leslie Remy. I worked for Colibri for 25 years. One morning, that was January 15, I came to work, then the door was locked. So, I thought that was the boiler wasn't working. So I saw all my co-workers outside. So I asked them, what's going on? Then they were telling me the place is closed. So everybody was panic, crying, because they just throw you out without nothing, no warning, nothing, so no health care, we was very shocked, disturbed, and still, we are, because but this is why we are here fighting for our right. Then we want the governor then we want the governor of the state to help us, to tell them that they are wrong for what they did to us.
Eva Gomez, I'm from Puerto Rico, Providence. They closed on January 15. The 16th we come to work and we found the place closed. A lot of people saw me in there crying because, we lost our job. So we stay out. They don't even let us know they were going to close. Nothing. We just came to work the next day and it was closed. And just like that.
So have you been involved in organizing this demonstration and some of the other actions?
Well, we even went to New York. Everybody's working together, and we even went to New York, and they didn't even talk to us or nothing. With 70 people, we went down there, and they don't even want to say nothing. They don't want to talk to us. Like, we even went to the CO house, and they didn't open the doors for us, nothing.
What was their excuse for shutting down the factory and not giving you severance pay and benefits? What was their justification for doing that?
Supposedly they say they were gonna go like some kind of bankruptcy thing, but we didn't believe them. That's what they saying. They don't want to pay us. They shut off the doctors, the benefits, the health benefits. They shut it off right away. They didn't even let us know. They didn't nothing. They just closed the door on us like it wasn't even. We're human, we're people. We have family and we love our job, but You know, like me, I was even come to work sick. I work for sample line. I even was coming to work. I need an operation. I didn't do it because I need to be in my job doing the sample line. And that was bad what they did to us. It was very bad.
When you look at what's going on in our country, all across our country, lots of workers are experiencing this. And then you look at what AIG is getting with all this money. What do you think about what's happening in our country, and what should we do about it?
But what they did, you know, giving people bonuses when we're trying to survive, you know. Unemployment is hard to get because I'm still struggling since January. I'm still struggling with unemployment. So, and these people are using that money for other things, but it's getting, I don't think it's going to get better, you know. I think it's going to get worse. Yeah. So I think President Obama is trying to fix it, but at least he's trying.
Yeah. What do you think we as workers should do about what's going on?
Get together and stop people from doing this to the workers, you know, because it's not right. We got rights. And I ask the other workers, you know, not to let nobody do this to them. You know, work together and try to stop this because that's a shame what they did to us.
My name is Dimeni Jimenez. I was a Colibri worker. I work in the return department. And also I work in the boxing department too. I have been working for Colibri for about 2.5 years. And I was one of the workers that came to work on January 15. And oh my God, I find out that the door was closed. They didn't say anything about that. That was something unfair because we work for the company for a lot of years. My partners, they work for more years than me, and it's something that they did that was not fair for us. You see?
So what other actions have you done? You're not unionized, right? And so it's just all the workers, you know, working together to try and get. What are your main demands that you're?
We are working together. Yeah. We are working together, and we are united with power of workers.
Yep.
And now we are fighting for our rights, you see? Because we want justice.
Yeah.
We are not garbage. We are people.
Yep.
You see?
Yeah. So what other actions have you done? I heard you went down to New York City.
Yeah, we went
Tell us about that. What did you do?
We went to New York. I didn't participate because I had to take care of my 3 children. But I talked to my partners, I talked to all of them, and they explained to me that they went over there. We failed because they don't want to talk with us. But we went there to fight, to talk with those people, and they don't want to talk with us. We want to present to them our rights, and they didn't pay attention what we want.
So where do you go out of today? What are the next actions that you're planning? Or
we plan to stay here as long as we can, you see? You saw some of them, the police took some of them, some of us, and now we are going to stay here to wait what is going to happen.
My name's Derek Shannon. I'm out here to support the workers. I'm out here because I work for a living too, and people who work for a living as opposed to own for a living should stick together.
That's right. How about you?
Yeah, I mean, same reason. My name is Katie Gregory, and I'm from the Wrench and the Works Collective in Willimantic. I'm just out here to support people. We all need to stick together and come out and support each other when we need to.
That's excellent. Excellent. So have you been involved in labor struggles like this before?
I worked a little bit on Justice for Janitors campaign at UConn before, and sweatshop organizing on campus.
That's excellent. Great. How about you?
Yeah, typically in a support role, but yes.
Yeah, I think this. Did you guys follow the Chicago Republic window strike when they occupied and everything?
Pretty amazing. There's some exciting things happening. I think that progressives have a real opportunity right now to, provide some leadership and, provide solidarity to people who work for a living and desperately need it,
Right. Excellent. Anything else you want to say?
No, that's it. I mean, we all just need to stick together and come out and support each other.
My name is Luis Rodriguez. I come from Providence. I work for Colibri for 23 years. and here to protest for we benefits. We all co-workers, we fight for it.
What were you here when they closed the factory? Were you showed? Did you
Yes.
go up to work?
Yeah.
What happened? What did people do?
When we came to the company the next day to work, the door was closed with a paper on the door and the chain on it.
So how did all the organizing start? Once you saw that they had shut down the factory, what happened? What did the workers do?
We get all together. We find the organization Fuerza Laboral to doing this action over here for going through. We fight for benefits.
Yeah. Yep. So did you go down to New York?
We did.
Tell me about that. What did people do when they went down to New York?
We went to New York. We went to find the equity, and they don't want a negotiation with us over there. We had to turn around and go back to his house, and nobody was home there, but we leave the master for him.
My name is Alda Bonin, and I'm a Colibri worker. I worked at Colibri for 18 months. I worked hard to get my product out. I was a jewelry model maker, and I had to make models and make deadlines, and I had to make also samples from those models, from the castings and so on. And I even had to, I worked 9 hours a day and sometimes longer to get the product out. And everyone worked hard. We pour our sweat into this company. I know I did, and I know others that have worked there a lot longer, for 20-something years.
Yeah.
I know they worked very hard, and they talk about it, how hard they worked there. And it's not right what they did to us. They owe us money. They owe us our 60 days. They locked the doors on everyone's faces. That's not right. That's not what you do to human people. That's not what you do. You don't do that to animals, never mind people. It's not right. Go ahead.
What was the company doing well? Was it doing
No, the
badly?
company was not doing well at all. And you saw people, from week to week. The company was getting lower and lower,
They were laying people off.
They were laying people off.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so, but why didn't they tell you?
Why did they tell us? That is the big question. Why didn't they tell us? Why did the employees have to wake up that morning, get ready to go to a regular working day, and the doors are locked? And I saw it. People walking away on TV, crying, walking away from the door. That's not right.
So
and all we want is our 60-day pay. And the people that worked there for a long time, severance pay. That's justice. That's justice.
You guys the factory got shut down on January 15th,
Yes.
right? And then what has happened to people since the factory shut down? Like, tell us some stories about what the impact of the factory closing has had on other workers.
Well, now people are looking for jobs, and there's no jobs out there. Well, I myself, I get no responses. Nothing. There's nothing out there. We are going without Medicare, with health insurance. We don't have health insurance, and it's a very sad time right now. And all we want is our rights.
Yep. So once you started going through this, how did you organize? What did you do in response? Because this is amazing organization for a non-union workplace. So what happened? What did you do?
What happened was one of our workers, he spoke to a Spanish radio show, and they got him in contact with Greg for its Power of Workers, and he's the one that actually has gotten us to this point, and it's been great. Him and also Workers for Justice.
Jobs with Justice.
Yes,
yeah.
Jobs with Justice. They've been great. They've been working with us, and we've gotten this point because of them.
Tell us about some of the other actions that you've done, and tell us about what happened today.
Today is the auction, and we feel that, we want the money, because what they're saying is the banks are going to get paid first. The employees should be getting paid first, not the banks, and that's why we're here.
What do you think about what's going on with the whole stimulus package and the bailouts of the banks while workers are getting treated like this?
Oh, that is unbelievable. It's hard to put it all into words. It's hard to say. I'm sorry, I'm emotional right now,
Yeah.
and it's hard to put all my thoughts together of what what just happened here today.
Yeah. Tell us about what the 13 workers who just did the sit-in or action.
They were very powerful. They were willing. What they did was they believe in their rights, and this is why they allowed themselves to be arrested, because they believe in what we should be getting. We should be getting our pay, and they believe very much in the law, and this is the law. This is the law, and this is what we should be getting. We should be getting our pay.
So coming out of this today, what are you workers organizing? Like, what's the next step?
The next step, I'm not sure. We did talk about that. So the next step from here, we don't know. We don't know, but I don't know what's going to happen. Next.
This is happening a lot in Rhode Island. I know the unemployment rate is really high. So have you talked to other friends and family?
Yes.
Are they going through a
similar situation, and it's tough to find a job. It's very hard, and you go down unemployment and you see people all over the place. It's very hectic down there. Very, very hectic. They don't have enough time to spend with us, actually. To all the questions and answers that we need.
Do you think there's things that the Rhode Island government can do about the situation?
I think we're in a mess right now. I think it's going to take a lot to get us back to where we were once upon a time. And I just feel it's going to take years.
Right. Well, I think this struggle is the beginning of it. I mean, because if more people respond in this kind of way, then I think we'll have a better chance of winning, holding on to our jobs.
Exactly.
There's a story that I was telling some of the other workers about the Republic Windows workers in Chicago.
Yes, in Chicago.
Did you hear that story?
Yes, I did, and I saw the video too.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
What did you think of that?
Oh, they were unbelievable.
Yeah.
They were unbelievable. Yes.
Because I don't know if you heard, but they just got the factory reopened under new management, and they got all their jobs and
back.
benefits and union pay and everything. So.
That's what gave me the strength. I saw that video, and it gave me the strength because I had no clue what I was going to be doing here today as far as civil disobedience, and it just. That gave me the strength and power just to do what I did here earlier. I played the drum, and I had people dancing in the middle of the street, and it was I just went with the flow, and seeing my friends being arrested, that was emotional. That was very emotional.
Have you talked with them?
No, not yet. No.
Are you going to have some kind of rally together or dinner or get together?
Well, I'm sure that's what we're going to do. Yes.
Well, we're all in solidarity with you.
Thank you so much.
I hope you win, and
Thank
we'll
you.
do all we can to help you.
I appreciate it. Well, even if we don't win,
this is
the beginning for other employers to think, not to do what Colibri has done to us.
What do you think of Colibri now?
Right now, I don't think of Colibri. It was a good company for me to go into. I had reservations, actually, when I was being interviewed. I actually had reservations in going to work there. And they actually convinced me to go work there because it was a good company, and they assured me that I would be there for a long time. And unfortunately, I was only there 18 months, and they closed the door.
So do you feel like they broke promises?
They broke, yes. Yeah.
Well, keep up the fight.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I'm trained right now.
No, that was fantastic.
Thank you.
That was great.
That's a story. Oh, nice. Okay, so I'm Yvette Luna. I'm with Ocean State Action, which is a community organization that's working for social and economic justice. And seriously, the reason why we're here is because we need to stop this corporate abuse. It's appalling, the fact that workers, like hard workers, don't even get notification and are not getting the treatment and the benefits that they need, especially during these economic times. How are we supposed to keep afloat? Where is our bailout? If our own corporations, our own employers are treating us this way, shutting us out and throwing away the keys, and then what are we supposed to do? Where are we supposed to go? It's uncalled for that in the United States, which is one of the richest nations in the world, we're treating our very own workers, the backbone of this society, like they're pieces of dirt.
Yeah.
So
what's one of the things that is particularly outrageous about this story is that they're doing an auction to pay off the banks.
Yeah.
And you think about what AIG Goldman Sachs. They're all getting all this money while workers are getting shafted across the country. So what's going on with the banks getting the money and not the workers? What is that about?
Seriously, I don't know. I'm glad to see that there are some sort of, at least that they're looking into it. I was listening to the news, and there are hearings coming about, and seriously, I don't understand why we're bailing out corporations when people are dying because they don't have health insurance. People are dying. Not that they can't pay their bills, they're dying because they don't have food on their table. Kids are going hungry because of that. And then we shut people out of work, we're shutting out of resources, and we're bailing out corporations. And where is our bailout?
Yeah,
When are we, considering that we are, as I said before, the backbone of this society, we are we are what keeps the economy going, not the corporation. It's us. Yeah. So what's going to happen? Yeah. What's going to happen to us? Like, this economy is able because we refuse to invest on the very people that keep it afloat.
What do you think, because in Rhode Island, it's one of the states that's been most hit by the recession. I think unemployment's over 10% now.
Yeah.
That's official. It's probably much, much higher. But like, what's in terms of making this an even bigger struggle in Rhode Island? What kinds of things do you think we as a workers movement can do in the state? Like, what kinds of actions can we organize?
I think that we need to continue to do this type of direct action. We need to make sure that people understand that we mean business, that we're standing in solidarity. Like, that is super important, and I cannot stress that enough. The fact that we need to come together, whether you're a workers movement or a community organization, doesn't matter. Like, if you're part of this greater idea that we can have it all, that we all do better when we all do better, we need to come together and make sure that we're supporting each other's movement, because if we don't have adequate jobs, and we don't have adequate education, and we don't have adequate health care, then we're missing a leg or a limb, right? Like, in order for us to be a whole body, we need to make sure that we're looking at our working conditions, that we're looking at livable wages, that we're looking at our educational system, and that we're looking at our training system, that we're looking at. So our all social structure, we need to make sure that we're looking at it. And anybody that's fighting to ensure that we have adequate and equitable access needs to join in all sorts of movement, because this impacts that. We have to understand that we all do better when we all do better, and until we do that.
I think you're absolutely right. How can we bring that all together, though? Because you think about, there are people doing on a number of different fronts, little struggles.
Yeah.
You know, like there's stuff around single payer that was happening last night. And people on campuses talking about labor solidarity, and then there's workers' actions like this. But it doesn't seem like it's gelled, like everybody's come together. What kinds of things can we do to make all those connections that you were talking about?
I think that we need to be better, even as this greater movement, to be able to connect the dots for people. We need to make sure that we're constantly talking about how everything has a trickle effect and how everything impacts everything, whether it's directly or indirectly. We need everything in order to be able to grow, learn, and stay well. Yeah. So it's about being more intentional about connecting those dots. So understanding that it's important, but that we need to also understand that if we don't have the education to kind of give us those skills and that training, then we can't be good employees, right? If we don't have the adequate health, then we can't come to work and our productivity will come down. So it's about making sure that we're understanding the social determinants that are impacting all of us and that are not being distributed in an equitable manner. We need to start looking out, at things like even the fiscal structure. Every time we try to balance a budget, we happen to do it on the backs of the working class. Well, we can't continue to perpetuate this idea that we're going to keep on marginalizing and keep on oppressing the poor because they're not, they're insignificant. And until we start building awareness that there's a very thin line between the working class, the working poor, the middle class, the upper class, and corporation, like especially between, and I'll back up more between the middle and working class. The middle and working class needs to understand that there's and now we're seeing that. Now because of this economic struggle, we're seeing that, that can only happen to them because it's just them, they're poor, they're minorities, whatever. No, now people are seeing that seriously, this is a class warfare that is definitely over. It's being led by racism, but it's a class warfare. And until we understand that unless we're AIG, right, big corporation, we are the enemy. And it doesn't matter, whether you're middle class or working class, we're not looked upon the same. And until we unite and understand that in the movement or in the strength, in unity, there is the strength, and that we need to start doing this. Like, this is an amazing turnout, and we're seeing people from all different sorts of organizations and communities coming together and standing in solidarity. And we need to build this and understand and continue to make the correlation between our respective issues.
What you raised the class warfare thing, which I think you're totally right about. What do you think we need to do? I think to change that, to make this society better. What do you think we should do?
I think definitely education. Like, we need to make sure that we're educating each other and that we understand that it's, it's like that poem, and I don't remember it all, but it came about during the Hitler fiasco.
Right. First they come for
Jews. Yeah. And then they come for, and eventually what we have to understand that they'll come for us. Yeah. Eventually they will come for us, because it's always about we live in a society, the profit and monetary values override human values and communities. So we have to, until we get that we're just a number sign, or a money dollar sign to them, we're not gonna progress in the manner that we have to and that we need to. So making sure that we're educating our communities about how this all impacts and how we need to address everything, especially in the social realm, in order to be able to move as a collective. And that when we help the most marginalized and the most oppressed, we're helping each other. Right. So it's not like, oh, we're just helping them. No, we bring everybody up. When we help the very bottom, we're bringing everybody up. So understanding that as well becomes very important.
Great. Fantastic.
Cool. Thank you very much.
Keep up the fight. So you an organized socialist? Do you build an organization, or you just work through Ocean State Action?
I work through Ocean State Action. I build on the values of socialism.
Yeah, of
is
course.
What I do.
I can tell.
That it's
class war. I was all over it.
Yeah, I was like, yeah. So it's about, making sure that people understand what that is without throwing the words.
Of course. You got to break it down.
Stigmatized.
Yeah, you got to break it down.
So, and even when people come at me and say, well, you're a socialist, I'm like, well, call me whatever you want, but I believe that healthcare is the right. I believe that education is the right, and I believe that we have the right to live.
Yeah. And we are here because we have been, I want to say, screwed. I'm sorry, but that's what they did to us. They locked the doors on our faces, and that's not right. That's not the right thing to do to employees when you work so hard for a company. I'm losing my voice, and I just about could talk, and my energy is spent. Anyway, thank you so much for being here with us, everyone from the city, and all the people that came here to support us. Thank you, and the band. Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, everybody, we did what we came to do. Let's all say a prayer for all our friends that actually allowed themselves to get arrested today, well knowing where they could end up this afternoon. We're all really proud of them. I'm really proud of all of you. Let's not stop this fight. I'm really proud to be here and a part of this, and I'm still proud to have been a Colibri worker. Thank you.
We'll be back.
We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back. We'll be back.